Jesus was black.
But why you say it like that?
Cause I'm tired of society. It's about time we state these facts. Jesus was black.
But how you know that to be true?
I mean, he lived in the Middle East. The sun alone would do.
Boom! The first argument. Let's destroy it real quick. This is the Middle East region where Jesus lived. Let's check how leaders from these countries look, because, you know, leaders are elected to represent the people. Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Palestine. Look at all these brothers. NWA reunion never looked better. Now to the next argument.
So he was black.
I think I need more proof.
And we can go down this rabbit hole if you trying to get this truth.
Well, this is not the argument at all.
But he was black.
Now you gonna make the whites mad.
And you thinking like that is why I said what I said.
At least she's admitting that she's doing it to make people mad and not because this is, you know, the truth.
He was black. Hey yo, I'm tired of all this bigotry. The whitewash of Jesus is something that has been offending me.
Imagine being offended by a person having a different ethnicity than you. I wonder if there's a name for this way of thinking.
No images existed, not even of his mother, but the words as clear as day that bronze was his color. He was black. Plus his hair was thick as wool. Now picture white people and tell me you ain't just been fooled.
Now this is my favorite argument of them all. She is saying that Jesus' hair was thick as wool and therefore he's black. This is the book of Revelation. Let's read this verse together. His head and his hairs were white like wool and white as snow. Now imagine using this verse, the verse that clearly says that his hair was white, to convince people that his hair was black. She relies on people's ignorance. She expects you to not do the research. The only way her argument makes any sense is if people are fully turning off their brains. And it's working actually. There are millions of people who believe that Jesus was black. There are tons of people who refer to traditional depiction of Jesus as white Jesus, as if there was any other Jesus. And just to be clear, it is one thing to depict Jesus as black or Korean. It is perfectly alright. We all want Jesus to look like us. And it is another thing to claim Jesus, to convince people that he was actually black. Leonardo da Vinci never claimed Jesus to be Italian. He just portrayed him like one of his own people. That's why what he did was art. And what you are doing is a lie, a cultural appropriation, and deeply anti-Semitic statement. Thank you for watching this video.
Shalom, back again with another video, and before I begin this lesson, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ruach Kodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, chiefly of Great Millstone, who rule well, where I've learned this truth. I'm not officially a part of the Great Millstone camp, however, I do strictly learn under their doctrine. For it is my belief that they do have the 100% truth and are the true prophets and teachers that have been set up in these end times to deliver this message and preach the correct doctrine. I want to say peace and salutations also to you Akim out there laboring, pushing his word out in all truth and in sincerity. Shalom to you. I also want to say shalom to your Israelite sisters that may be listening and your Israelites that are scattered abroad, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, that may look like these other nations, but your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, at the start of this video, I played the clip from this TikToker who goes by the name of Captain Northstar. And, well, you saw the video. This guy, I see him a lot on my For You page, pops up a lot. I think I may have watched one or two of his videos before, so the algorithm keeps pushing his videos through to my feed. And this one in particular, I wanted to sort of do a lesson on, because you can clearly see that this guy has some sort of an issue with the so-called black man, right? He always believes anything that we say regarding history, with certain figures being black, he has to debunk it. You know, this is the characteristics of an Edomite, a so-called white person, right? The nation of Esau Edom, which is the enemy to the Israelites, right? The main enemy to the Israelites. Now, I'm going to play this clip, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to speak on some of the parts that he's made, because you can see that he's trying to use deception. And he's making that claim that we're not being honest. However, when you look and you break down what he's actually saying, you can clearly see that he's being dishonest. So, Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, I pray that this lesson be edifying unto the elect, and I pray that this devil is exposed for the liar he is. So with that, we're going to get right into it. So I'm going to play this clip, and then I'm going to pause it and speak on it.
Jesus was black.
But why you say it like that?
Cause I'm tired of society. It's about time we state these facts. Jesus was black.
But how you know that to be true?
I mean, he lived in the Middle East. The son alone with Deuce.
Boom! The first argument. Let's destroy it real quick. This is the Middle East region where Jesus lived. Let's check how leaders from these countries look, because, you know, leaders are elected to represent the people. Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Palestine. Look at all these brothers. NWA reunion never looked better.
So, as you can see, this guy, he has a serious issue with Jake. What he's claiming here is that, look at the people that are in the land today, right? Look at the people that are in the land today. They could not possibly be the so-called black people, right? But what he's failing to understand is through centuries of seed mixing, you know, and the people being kicked out of the land. You know, you can research this, you could do the history, you could look it up. These aren't the original people of the land, right? But this guy, he's not going to go into that because he doesn't want to expose himself to be a liar. So he's going to continue to paint the narrative that we're making everything that we're saying up. So I'm going to keep it moving.
Now to the next argument.
So he was black.
I think I need more proof.
And we can go down this rabbit hole if you trying to get this truth.
Well, this is not the argument at all.
But he...
So before I even continue going on any further, I want to, like, that black dude, in the so-called black dude in this video, man, he moving kind of sus. So, you know, like, two things that I've noticed about these two that are singing right now, like the sister and the dude, right? They're sitting around a Christmas tree, right? Now it says in the scriptures, and we can get it in the scriptures. Go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, right? And I don't want to make this a long lesson, but you know, I feel I need to address these certain things, right? So you see that they're celebrating Christmas, which Christmas is an idolatry, committing idolatry, all right? It's idolatrous. So when you look into the history of Christmas, it comes from the Roman pagan festival Saturnalia. And Saturnalia is the worship of Saturn, right? That's what their customs were, you know? And, you know, when you start following after those customs, you know, you're basically committing idolatry. Now, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, or chapter 10, verse 1. It says, "Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel." So the Lord, the Most High, is speaking to all the Israelites, right? It says, "Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them." Verse 3, "For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither is it also is it in them to do good." So this is a heathen custom, right? And you can see clearly that this is a heathen custom that they're celebrating, right? Now I'm gonna play a little bit more.
He was black.
Now you gonna make the whites...
Now you see, like, he's got his fingernails painted, you know, he wearing, he all kind of sus, man. So now we're going to go back into the scriptures. And the reason I bring this out, because in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 9, right? It says, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, it's talking to the woman and the dude celebrating that pagan holiday, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, that guy had his fingernails painted and he's swishing around like, the alphabet gang. It says, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Right? So unless those two repent, they gonna cook on this side. And if the Israelites, they'll be, brought back into the kingdom, but on this side, they're gonna face that judgment, man, that great death. I just wanted to bring that out because, this another thing I noticed about this video. But we're gonna get into it and listen to what this devil has to say. So I'm gonna keep it moving.
Mad.
And you thinking like that is why I said what I said.
At least she's admitting that she's doing it to make people mad and not because this is, the truth.
So you see how this guy just twisted what she said, right? She's saying, what she's going to say is going to make a lot of people mad. Like this guy, he's proving her point right now because he's made this whole entire TikTok video angry about the fact that they're claiming, which is the truth, that Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly knows as Jesus Christ, is a so-called black man. And this guy is being burned up by it. And she's saying, what I'm about to tell you is going to make a lot of people mad. And he just twisted it and said, yep, see, she's saying that she's going to do it just to make people mad. That ain't what she said at all. That's why we call you people, these Edomites, this Edomite, so-called white man, a damn deceiver, because they can't tell the truth, man. They can never tell the truth, right? As a matter of fact, let's get into the definition of the word deceiver, right? The deceiver, right? One who misleads another or others by a false appearance or statement, especially one who does so habitually, right? So this guy is constantly making videos trying to debunk so-called black people because he just don't like what they're saying. And look, the second definition right there, it says often deceiver, the devil, Satan. And that's why we call the so-called white man the devil that the Bible speaks of, because he's showing his true colors, man. He's showing he's being deceptive, right? So we're going to keep it moving and see what this devil has to say.
He was black. Hey, yo, I'm tired of all this bigotry.
Pause. That dude is sus.
The whitewash of Jesus is something that has been offending me.
Imagine being offended by a person having a different ethnicity than you. I wonder if there's a name for this way of thinking.
So what he's trying to say is the fact that she's offended that, these devils would change the image to a so-called white person. The greatest man that ever walked the earth, a so-called white person. And he's trying to call her racist because obviously she's telling the truth, right? Now, let's go into the definition of a racist. Let's see what the definition says. Racist. It says racist, characterized by or showing prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. Okay, so this is why these scriptures burn these devils up, because when you go into the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6, this is from the Lord. It says, for thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You could class that as a racist statement because he's saying my people are better than everybody else. And that's the definition of a racist, right? To say that they're better than a particular ethnic group, and being an Israelite is a nationality. It's a bloodline. It's a nationality. It's a nation. All right. And just to reiterate, because some people will say, well, that's not what it means. It's talking about specific people. No, but here we go. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, verse 2. It says, for thou art an holy people. So it's repeating the same thing again. For thou art an holy people, and holy means separate. So, for thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power, and Yahweh have chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth. So it just reiterates it and goes into it, saying the people, and it's also saying the nations. So the Israelites are better than all the nations on the earth, which by definition is a racist statement coming from the Most High himself, right? So yeah, we're going to get back into it. Let's hear what this devil has to say.
No images existed, not even of his mother, but the words as clear as day that bronze was his color. He was black. Plus his hair was thick as wool. Now picture white people and tell me you ain't just been fooled.
So let's listen to this devil now, right? Because she's just described that his skin was bronze, right? Now we're going to look at the deception of how this devil skips right past it, right? So I'm going to play it. Check it out.
Now, this is my favorite argument of them all. She is saying that Jesus' hair was thick as wool, and therefore he's black. This is the book of Revelation. Let's read this verse together. His head and his hairs were white like wool and white as snow. Now, imagine using this verse, the verse that clearly says that his hair was white, to convince people that his hair was black.
When did she say his hair was black? You see how he twists the words? That ain't what she said at all. So let's go to the scripture and we'll read it in context, yeah? So we're going to go to Revelation chapter 1, and I'm going to read verse 13 to give it some context, yeah? So this is Revelations 1:13. It says, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, the Son of Man being Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. But his true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahushai. That's how you say his name, right? It says, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. So he had a long gown on, and within that gown there was a what would look like a belt, like a golden war belt. So it protects your midsection, right? Now this is the verse that devil just read, but he butchered it and tried to twist the words, right? It said, his head and his hairs were white like wool. And that's what he focused on. It says his hair was white, so he couldn't have been black. He said his hair was black. She didn't even say that. You know, he said his hair was white like wool. And that's giving you the texture. So when you look at a sheep, you know, with its hair grown, right, it's woolly. It's woolly in texture and it's white, just like a sheep is what they're trying to describe Yahushai's hair as, right? It said his head, top of his head, and his hairs, meaning his beard and, you know, his facial hair, were white like wool, the texture, as white as snow, right? When you Google images of old black people, right? Let's Google it, man. You know, because this is why we do these lessons, to prove it. Old black people, right? Old black people. Let's look at some images, right? Oh, here we go. Morgan Freeman, white hair. You know, interesting. Look at this brother. See his hair? White like wool. Now let's have a look at sheep. Hold on. Look at this brother. See that? White like wool. Come on now. Let's have a look at sheep. Sheep. Here. Ooh, they look pretty similar, don't they? They look pretty similar. All right. So we got his hair, what his hair would look like. That's what they're describing, yeah? It says, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, And now you remember the woman said his skin was bronze, right? And this is where she gets it from. It says, verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, which would come out completely dark, and his voice as the sound of many waters. But you understand how the guy didn't even read the full scripture, because again, he's being deceptive. And that's what these devils do. They're a deceptive race. Okay? That's their whole thing, is to be liars. Right? That's why we call them the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay, and I want to go back into this video and play some more.
She relies on people's ignorance. She expects you to not do the research. The only way her argument makes any sense is if people are fully turning off their brains. And it's working, actually. There are millions of people who believe that Jesus was black.
You see what I mean? Like, he's burned up by that. And he sounds like he's confident, like he knows what he's talking about. But this guy don't know nothing.
There are tons of people who refer to traditional depiction of Jesus as white Jesus, as if there was any other Jesus. And just to be clear, it is one thing to depict Jesus as black or Korean. It is perfectly all right. We all want Jesus to look like us. And it is another thing to claim Jesus.
Yeah, but this guy don't know what he's talking about, right? So he likes to make this claim that we're just, oh, he could be any color, and we're just, no. The scriptures say what the scriptures say, you know? It says he had his skin like fine, his feet like fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. So he was dark. You skipped over that bit. Now you're trying to make this claim, like, you know, you're saying that people have their brains switched off and millions of people believe that he's black. It's because he is. He's a so-called black man. You just don't like it because, you know, you had this, you've probably grown up your whole entire life believing that Jesus was actually white, when now you're finding out that he wasn't, and you just heard about it. Your butt hurt. Well, that's unfortunate for you, because that's the truth.
To convince people that he was actually black. Leonardo da Vinci never claimed Jesus to be Italian. He just portrayed him like one of his own people. That's why what he did was art, and what you are doing is a lie.
Let's stop it right there, okay? So this is why we read these scriptures, because the scriptures are so beautiful, man. So I want to read the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24, right? It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The next part is the point. It says, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? It says, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Who was the ultimate judge that walked the earth? Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly knows is Jesus Christ, who this guy is trying to paint out. He's saying, oh, he just, Leonardo just painted him the same color as him because he wanted to. Nah, man. The scriptures tell us everything that you damn devils have done, right? So I'm going to jump over here, right? And this is why they took the Apocrypha out of the Bible, right? So I'm going to jump to 1 Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. And it says here, look, and laid open the book of the law, meaning the Bible, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Just goes to show you, that's during the time of iconoclasm, where you damn devils painted over all the images. You look at the Russian icons, you can see the true depiction of the saints, so-called black people. But you don't want to admit that, do you? You want to spew your hatred because you hate the fact that the Israelites got next and you going into slavery. You know, and just to put the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, I'm going to jump over to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, which is also in the Apocrypha, right? And I'm going to jump to chapter 14, verse 15, right? Because this goes into this devil that you're trying to portray as Jesus, right? And this Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 15, for a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child soon taken away. Now that's talking about this devil that Leonardo da Vinci is painted. And I'm going to pull up the person that Leonardo painted in a moment. Yahweh Ratzazah, Lord willing. Says, when he had made an image of his child, soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Thus, in the process of time, an ungodly custom, grown strong, was kept as a law. Weren't there a law by the Catholic Church that stated, if you don't worship the image, they burn you alive? Was that not in history? Or is black people just making that up too? But this guy won't go into that history because he'll be proven an idiot and a liar that he is. It says, thus in the process of time, an ungodly custom, grown strong, was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings, right? So this devil is talking about, let's have a look. Hold up, Slovakia. Is this guy, Caesar Borgia. Let's have a look. Okay, so Caesar, no, man. Yo, damn devil. All right, so Caesar Borgia, right? Caesar Borgia, Cesare Borgia, however you want to pronounce it, right? Basically, it says an illegitimate son of Pope Alexander VI, right? Now, when you look at the history of this guy, right, he died age 31, so he was young when he died, and his father, who was the original crime family, part of the original crime family, Pope Alexander VI, right? He was hurt that his son was taken away at such an early age. So he commissioned Leonardo da Vinci to paint the likeness of his son as the savior, right? Who you want to look like so bad. This TikToker. That's why he looks like this. This is what that TikToker looks like. Caesar Borgia. That's why this damn devil here. Look. See? Look at this devil. Look. Similar. You see that? That's why he's mad. Because he probably gets people coming up to him saying, oh, you look like Jesus. You look like Jesus. Getting all the attention. Come to find out, the greatest man that ever walked the earth was a black man. So-called black man. Dark black man. You know what I mean? This dude is angry. Oh, well. Damn devil. Let's hear the final parts of what he has to say. So, again, this dude doesn't like the truth.
A cultural appropriation and deeply anti-Semitic statement.
So what he said is a deeply anti-Semitic statement. So why don't this guy explain what a Semite is, right? It's actually Shemitic. It's not Semitic, Shemitic, because the Israelites descend through the line of Shem, the three sons of Noah. So you had Ham, Shem, and Japheth. And the Israelites came through the line of Shem, right? And to be anti-Shemitic means you have to speak against it. But how can you be anti-Semitic, Shemitic, if you are a Shemite? So this guy don't know what the hell he's talking about, man. He's a complete idiot. Knows nothing.
Thank you for watching this video.
Drop dead. Drop dead, you damn devil. Anyway, like I said, I didn't want to make this a long lesson. And I pray that this lesson has been edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And with that, I'm going to end it there and it's on to the next one. Shalom.